Inside Ag on KTVB is sponsored by the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation, empowering Idaho agriculture.
Well, as we turn the page on 2025, it was a year that proved just how unpredictable agriculture can be, with record highs for some and real strains for others. In today's Inside Ag, we're taking a closer look at what last year meant for Idaho ag and what farmers and ranchers are watching as we head into 2026. Ask Brett Wilder, a University of Idaho Ag Extension economist, to sum up Idaho agriculture in 2025.
2025 was a pretty wild ride for agriculture.
Looking on the positive side, the livestock industry led the way.
We're looking at our year-end forecasts around $3.9 billion in cash receipts for cattle and calves in the state of Idaho, up 18% from a year ago, and that would make it, for the first time since 2003, the highest portion of cash receipts coming back to Idaho ranchers.
In fact, for the first time in more than 2 decades, livestock like sheep, trout, chicken, eggs, they made up more than 2/3 of Idaho's total ag cash receipts, driven by strong markets. But that success only tells half the story. Operating costs are extremely high for most producers. Looking specifically at crop farmers,
every major crop down across the board. Barley cash receipts down about 6%, potatoes down 12%, sugar beets down 17%. And with the way those guys are paid, it's always in arrears. So that's based on their 2024 crop they got paid for in 25. Prices for 25 crop are even worse, so expecting those receipts to be down another 30, maybe 40% in 2026.
A tale of two opposite ag economies in 2025, though both are dealing with those high input costs. From labor, storage, and transportation costs to the interest on debt for producers, that all continues to grow.
Since that 21 period, we're up 78% in terms of how much Idaho farmers and ranchers spend on interest. It's about $720 million for 2025.
So what's agriculture hoping for in 2026?
The answer is agriculture is looking for stability. Agriculture wants to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
After a rough several years, for ranchers, the conditions remain strong, with low feed costs and a cattle herd near historic lows. For crop producers, Wilder says relief may take longer.
It's safe to say that 2027 has a brighter outlook than 2026. We just have a lot of supply out there for commodities. And I would like to have more good news to share, especially for some of these folks that are struggling.
Still, he says innovation, trade, and even small shifts in global supply could help rebalance the system.
There's a lot of reason to have some hope for stability. It's just not a clear picture yet.
Now, Wilder says one of the biggest indicators he'll be watching for this year is whether the national cattle herd finally begins to grow, something that could help balance both livestock and those crop markets moving forward.